I don't know actually if I actually have any treats down here right now. I don't hear him moving. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Let me try again. Can't do nothing if he won't come though, so. Those are all Linux commands, and I am on Windows. I don't believe those are going to do. I don't believe so. That's fine. No worries. I apologize if it seems like I'm frustrated at you. I'm definitely not. I am. And here we go, is again similar to somebody that says like, hey, maybe creating new keyboard should actually create a new keyboard. And the guy goes, well, if it was easy, everyone would doing it, and you should actually just know how to use this. Like, and you're putting a lot of... Yeah, the big thing I get confused with, though, is people, like, okay. So, the other part that's confusing me is if I take a look at some random, Unfortunately, Dad, I am... The problem is dealing with too much bullshit. So this is the thing. Is somebody says, okay, copy somebody else's keyboard and modify from there. Cool. So I've gone into the QMK firmware keyboards, grabbed a random keyboard. Doesn't really matter. They've got a 3D render on here. Sure. Great. Not hurting anybody that's involved with the project. Okay. I'm going to try something here. I'm just going to delete that folder. I'm going to reopen. Describe in one sentence what I'm trying to do. Create a completely custom firmware from an STM32. Okay. Finally, I managed to get to the window that I was looking for. Okay. This is the STM32 Cube IDE configuration tool. Okay, make dir... I don't know if mkdir is a Windows command. I'll take a look at that in a moment. I'll have to figure out where keyboards is supposed to be. As far as how this... Remember how this goes appropriately. The... Okay. A 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hey, yeah, I'm creating specific, it's not going I've already built a keyboard like that, Mom. Already done that before. Okay. Oh, is that what that might... Maybe that's what I'm looking at there. Is that... I don't think we're doing any rows. I don't think we have any rows at all. Yeah, no. I think this is trying to define where the keys are located, but that doesn't make much sense to me. Let's just go into somebody else's file here and take a look. Cool, that did not enlighten me at all. I don't know how to adjust that. What am I looking at here? I don't know what that matrix is trying to tell me. Okay. The build environment, test the build environment. Yeah. And I believe I'm using the same footprint So CD is current directory, but that's going to have to be some subfolder of the Git, of the QMK Git situation. But yeah, this is so. What I'm really trying to figure out is like, this is basically what I'm dealing with. Is if I have something here and I go, oh well, this PB6 is connected to UART1 TX, then I can go in and configure and say, hey, yes, that is what I'm using that pin for. That is what it is configured for. Yeah, yeah, it's changed directory, but if I go CD keyboard, it's not going to do anything. Git. Yeah, Embedded has some fun with their naming, Ariella. It's silly. I'm just quickly looking up some pricing here right now. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any difference there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to grab the STM32F103, because I've worked with that one before. So 40. Okay. So, QMK MSys says, hey, if you want to make a new keyboard, you use QMK new keyboard. Then you put in the name, and then it asks for your Git. And then if the keyboard doesn't exist, it says, hey, the keyboard doesn't exist. If the keyboard does exist, it says, hey, the keyboard already exists, pick a different name. I don't like what do you want? Do you want me to pick something that already exists or something that doesn't? Because you can't have it both. I would love to, Rue. This is the problem with working in software, though. If I yeet anything, I'm just yeeting my own expensive stuff and not... Okay. So, we've run into our first thing that we need to change, which is I need to go swap my microcontroller in KiCad. I think we should still be okay, though. If I'm not mistaken... So part of the question then I have is I have a folder, I have defined a location. And now I believe I should have a custom folder in there for what I just created. There's a custom folder and there's nothing in it. So now, if I go... On the printer today is an organizer for a board game we recently got, and I opened it up. I haven't played it yet, but I found that I hated the way everything was going to be organized in the box when I closed it. So we're printing a little board game organizer. Carrot has redeemed a Toby. I assume that means that he is all up in her business right now. One moment. It is called Fit for Print, which is a kind of a real-time newspaper editing game where you got to place your little tiles on a board with a timer and such. So I know I've got the QMK firmware installed. That's been copied. The other question is, am I running these commands from the QMK MSys or I did not run any new commands. I don't understand what changed. Yeah, okay. A numpad would probably cover what I need. Let's try 30. Apparently, yeah, because I did not change anything. I did not change anything. I even closed and reopened it, so... F32... F303... Okay, this is not... My microcontroller is not here. The one that they told me to use. Right, no problem. That's fine. I come in and I go, alright, well, what's in the config.h? Nothing, basically. Okay, so there's nothing I can really change there to make it appropriate. Let's see this one here. Okay, we have an OLED enable and a whole bunch of comments. I have an array of random numbers that don't mean anything as far as I can tell. I see some OLED script, which doesn't apply to me, but also doesn't deal with the microcontroller. Roo! Hello, friend! This is the only file I've seen before, is the keyboard JSON file. It does deal with, like, something in that category, but columns and rows, well, what's B3, what's F6? Those aren't meaningful pieces, but I do have a processor there. That's cool. But create a new keyboard. How are new keyboards created? Is every single keyboard a derivative? If so, that means that there is no such thing as proprietary formats in if they don't exist. Because that's what I'm seeing right now is, oh, well, you've got to copy one. Well, why? Why can't I just say, hey, it's a new keyboard? And it goes, oh, what's your microcontroller? I go, this. And you go, oh, cool. And then it gives me a text document where I can lay out my pin allocations. That's what any normal, reasonable software would do. And I mean, it's a bit of both, I'll be honest, Ariella. Which is the problem, like, yeah. It's is the ongoing struggle with ChatGPT. Like QMK is big enough that you're more likely than not to get reliable information. I will say that much. But at the same time, you're also very liable to get complete nonsense at the same time. So you can try that. You can try that command, but that what I need is with respect specifically to that microcontroller, how do I make that work? And that's the issue. It's both. It's both, Ariella. That's the problem. It's I've found other people's configurations, but like right now, so if I come in here, I go new keyboard. Okay. So it wants me to use only all lowercase, which is, I will say, different than what it did last time. Uh, okay. GitHub username. My real name. Yep. Okay, so this is last time I did this, the exact same command. Would you look at that? Hi. Hello. Are you adorable? Are you also full of beans today? All of the beans. Just completely beans. There you go. Even though you're full of beans, we still love you, buddy. We still love you. Still love you, buddy. And now he's off. He's done with me. He got what he wanted.